Hulk's a good read. Surf is not bad. This is interesting. Little Buddha. This doesn't make any sense, but it's good art. This one's new. This one's okay. This is a new one. The art seems okay, right? This is a new one also. A lot of new books today. This is not good. This is boring.
World or Avengers. Yeah, when they were he plays Reggie on Riverdale. Oh yeah. And he is the most.
This is a new number one also.
It's like this is not the guy you want.
Seems like they're pushing number ones over and over. And not really too many people know about this book. It's Steve Aoki. He's probably like a top 10 DJ in the world. This book is based off his music, which is kind of interesting. Just came out today and it's already $10. It's a new character that just came out.
Oh yeah, whatever we gotta do.
I gotta pay $10 for a book that just came out today.
Yeah.
Star. Supposedly it's a new character. It's supposed to be pretty good. That's how it works. When something gets popular, it goes up. I don't sell stuff, so I don't care. It could be $500 and I could care less.
Nigga, please.
For some reason, I can't remember anything that happened in issue 1,
right.
and I made it to the end of the issue. I go, "This isn't a bad story," but it makes no sense. I don't know why any of this is happening.
When you read it, did you read it on the toilet or you just like?
I go to the toilet to get in and get out of the bathroom. You know,
it doesn't matter to me either way. So.
I don't understand who sits on the toilet to read. I mean, you're telling me your toilet is more comfortable than like your reclining chair or lying in your bed, or
the door's locked. No one's gonna bother you. If somebody broke into your house. They could rob you and you could still read your book and not know it because the fan's going, you don't hear nothing going on. It's like the whole outside world doesn't exist. When you take a shower, don't you lock your door?
Yeah. If my wife's home, I don't. Okay. But if I'm by myself, yeah, I lock the bathroom door. I watched Psycho when I was a kid. I'm still petrified, okay? Yeah, when no one's home, I do lock the bathroom door. And that's the only reason why I lock it, though, because I think of Psycho. And yeah, so here I am, 51 years old. That thing has still scarred me.
Right? I know. I'm buying these too, by the way. Even though they just came out today.
Yeah.
Crazy.
Well, that I have no more. I'm out.
Well, it makes sense.
Yep.
Understandable.
I didn't like this when it came out. The first series came out like a couple of years ago. Mm-hmm. I didn't care for this one, so I didn't bring this one home.
Didn't Golden write that too a while back? Or was that
no, Simonson I think did that.
Did he say that one too? He did
a Thunder God.
Thunder God.
Yeah. I haven't read issue 1 of this. Was this any good? Number 1?
I don't remember.
Okay.
I don't remember at all.
I didn't like this book.
That's all right. I don't like, but everybody likes it.
Yeah, I won't even. This is.
I'm just gonna try number 2.
This is garbage. I mean, I love Donny Cates, but it doesn't mean because you like a guy doesn't mean everything he writes you're gonna like.
It's terrible.
The art is awful. Yeah. When I think of space, when you think of space art, you think of dark black, brighter colors, but
not child. It's like kid stuff.
Yeah, and I mean just the style of he's all elongated and whatnot. Yeah, it's not good. So yeah, that doesn't come home.
I looked for every appearance of Eddie Brock, and apparently online they just told me that he's in this issue of this new Wolverine book, Exit Wounds. And we're about to find out right now if we can see him. And I think Glenn's right, I don't see him. Unfortunately. Hey, just like that.
Yeah.
As long as it's not Matt Gargan, as long as it's not, who's the other guy? Flash Thompson, and it's Brock, then I have to buy the issue. Even if I don't like the story. And you can tell from the artwork, this looks like it's a throwback to the Marvel Comics Presents story between them two. Yeah, that's one of the classic covers. This too, highly recommended. New Silver Surfer book. Has the appearance of Null, and he is the creator of the symbiotes. So they originate from him, and apparently he's facing off against Surfer, which I gotta buy. I mean, well, Brock's not in the new Surfer book, but if you're interested in the guy who created the symbiotes, get the new Surfer book. And yeah, he's also in the new Wolverine book. So I'm a happy man.
Can the Penguin really go up against any other hero in the universe? Because I mean, he's got no powers. He goes up a guy with no powers. Superman would just pluck his head off. The Flash would just run around and run fast in circles like the Flash does.
And he would burn him.
Yeah,
He would
you
burn
know,
up
it's
into dust.
I mean, I love the Flash's rogues gallery. I just wish I liked the Flash. Superman really doesn't have any good villains. I mean, Doomsday is out there, and you can only do so much with Doomsday. I mean, Lex Luthor is a great villain, but on a power level of Superman, he's nothing. You know, it's
no comparison.
yeah. Even though I like Superman, he just doesn't have a great rogues. But I mean, there's so many good Marvel villains. Did you try the Lois Lane book? It was really good.
You know what? I think I did.
It was.
I think I may have, but I just lost interest. I think after like 2.
No, it's only one issue so far. It's new.
It was only it's brand new.
Yeah.
Oh, no, then I haven't.
360.
You got the $4 back anyway.
I can't let you leave with change. Hello.
With it, right?
I want to be a good salesman, would I?
You gave me all right. So I'm happy.
The Black Label book is going to be doing a Harley Quinn book. The one that did the Batman Damned and that Superman Year One. You read the Batman Damned, right? Did you?
I got the
with the bat penis.
Yes.
Yeah. They're doing a Harley Quinn called Harleen coming out in a couple months. That's going to probably be really popular.
Yeah, it looks half as good as Damned.
And if it's not going to probably be as silly as stupid as the one that Amanda Connors and them are doing right now. You know, it's probably going to be a darker. A darker book. So you called me yesterday.
I think so. It was for the exit moves.
I'm closed on Mondays and Tuesdays for the summer.
Are you?
Yeah, for the summer. Yeah, till September I'm closed Mondays and Tuesdays.
Gotcha.
So. Hey, keep on calling. Maybe someone will pick up.
Yeah, no. Yeah, the best.
Yeah, I tell people, hey, come in on a Monday. Stand outside. Maybe someone will open the door for you.
I'll just break in and leave a note.
Yeah.
Did you read the Weapon Plus book?
Yeah.
With Cap and Wolverine.
Yeah. They had a list of names on the chalkboard. Yep, I remember that now.
Which is like a callback to the Web of Venom. Like Venom in Vietnam.
That was one of my favorite Web of books.
Yeah,
I love that. Yeah, that was a great book.
It was really good.
What I liked better, they did 2 Wolverine books last week. They did that one with Cap, and they did one with Blade. The one with Blade was great. The artwork was fantastic, and the story was actually really good for being a Blade story.
Yeah. Hello. I'm at the comic book store. I'll call you right back. All right, bye.
Hey, I am in my sacred place. You are bothering me.
Yeah, we need to talk about this. Have you caught up at all on Venom yet?
I actually didn't read a few of the issues before the War of the Realms. I just started reading the War of the Realms.
So you read
stuff.
the Bun Venom stuff?
Yeah.
Okay. What'd you think of that?
It was enough to put him into of what needed to be done for War of the Realms.
Yeah,
you know, I mean, a lot of people didn't like it. They said, "Oh, this isn't Donny Cates." I'll tell you right now, Cullen Bunn can outright Donny Cates in his sleep. Cullen Bunn probably has 8 to 10 books out a month. Most of them are good, but they're all under different companies. You'll have one under Marvel. He does an Aftershock. He'll do Image. I mean, he's got stuff going out everywhere of all genres. He'll do a horror here and a sci-fi somewhere else. Like, the guy is amazing. I mean, everyone's used to the Donny Cates Venom, which I like, but you know something? I'm kind of close to having enough of it. You know, it's to the point. The reason why I'm falling behind now, because I'm starting not to care now. I've got no problem now, like skipping. And now issue 16 is right after the War of the Realms one, right? Yeah. So I mean, that'll get read. I probably won't read the ones before the War of the Realms because I've already passed it, and I'll just skip them and I just move. I do that a lot. I skip issues and just move on just to stay caught up with what's happening because I'm usually not. I mean. It's a Marvel and Marvel DC comic. You can skip issues and actually not lose anything. You know, exactly. It's you got the anti-venom. You got
I can do away with all that.
Yeah, all that shit, right? Well, I don't need to read about Null, who is the god of all symbiotes, and don't even care.
But the way they tie him into the origins of the Marvel universe itself, and Thor too. Now Thor's involved in Venom's origin. And my other favorite character, I'm a happy boy.
You can keep that too. I like the beginning. They'll say, "Hey, look, we're the Venom God." You know something? And when he got defeated, that's the last we should ever see in Null. I don't ever want to see him again. He was good for that story. But I'm good. We don't. Null is we need him. He's the Null set. The fact that the artwork in that book sucks.
Which one? Surfer. Yeah, it's pretty.
Silver Surfer back.
It's different.
Black.
It's different.
And the fact that it's still Silver Surfer, and he's still whines.
He is whiny
all the time. The guy's the most powerful guy, and he's whiny all the time.
I heard your voice in my head when I was reading issue 1. I'm like, wow, Glenn's right. First Surfer I've booked First surfer book I've ever bought, and right off the bat, he's whining.
So that's 2 strikes against it, and the fact that null is the thing that's going to be, that's 3 strikes. It's out. So Donnie Cates, as being the writer of the book, didn't help with those 3 strikes that were that were against it. You know, so
Wait, Cates is writing Surfer? I didn't even realize that.
Yeah, that didn't help. I mean, I said, oh, Donnie Cates writing Surfer? This could be okay. Picked up the first issue, read a little bit. He's in a fetal position crying already. And then look at that awful art by Trad Moore.
Yeah.
You know, just looking at that, it's like, okay, this is bad too. Oh, and it's got we're good, and it never even came home. I'm not even going to read it. It could be the most significant story in the history of Marvel Universe, and I still won't read it. The way this first issue's goes, you better stop praying to the mutants and the X-Men, because they're the ones. They've got their own little world now, their own little island that only the mutants can get to. But Professor X has also found the cure that will stop pretty much anything. Well, he won't give it to you until your country will actually recognize that as its own sovereign country now. And they want amnesty. Sabretooth goes around beating the shit out of people. The Fantastic Four stop him, and Cyclops goes, all right, we'll take him now. No, he's gonna get it. He's going to jail. He's going to jail. No, we have amnesty. As you got your amnesty for everything. Goes, but this guy just beat up a bunch of security guards, possibly killed some people. We're just gonna let him get away with it? All right, we'll talk about this later when things cool down and Cyclops leaves. So it's almost like they're gonna be they're turning the X-Men into like bad guys. I don't know. The Walking Dead 193. Everyone in the world came in looking for it. Some people have never even read Walking Dead. Oh, it's the last issue in 193. The week after, 3 other books ended. X-Force ended. A couple other books that says, all right, these are the last issues of this. Who do I need to put these aside for? Why? Nobody? Yeah, you know, and so, because everyone comes, well, this is the last issue. I need to get the last issue. Even though nobody is. So I was wondering why X-Men number 22, Uncanny X-Men number 22 was the last issue. Why wasn't there 1,000 people pushing for that last issue? It's the last issue, right?
Yeah.
Going by what you're saying and that thinking, what's the last issue? I have to have it. Well, here's the last issue of 4 more books. Do you need these?
Right,
you know,
it's those 2.
Yeah, right. Yeah. Just say, hey, it's an iconic series. The internet told me that this is worth money right now. They're going for $20 online, because that's what a lot of people do. Right. They were going for like $15 the day that they came out. That I need to get it now because it's worth $15. They've dropped down. They've dropped down now since.
Now people aren't even buying them. They're not even selling.
Yeah. So I was collecting Fantastic Four anyways. I didn't have a 1, but I had like 2, 3, 4, and I was missing a bunch and stuff. Yeah. You know, right? The store got in the first appearance of Wonder Man. I says, oh, first appearance of Wonder Man. I'm collecting first appearances. I bought it. But 2 days later, thinking to myself, why did I buy this piece of shit? It wasn't something that I was working on putting a set together yet at all. Why do I want to buy the first appearance of Wonder Man? The character sucks. I don't think he's ever been a good character in the history of all of Wonder Man's stories. He's a giant meatball, and I was pissed. I bought this because of the first appearance. I didn't buy it because I gave a shit about the character of the book. And at that point, I even stopped just buying first. I bought first appearances of characters that I liked. Right. It didn't matter now, you know, because at that time I'd buy just random first appearances. And, you know, not the day it came out or whatever, it says, oh, I got to get this now because it's going to be worth something. No, I mean, again, this was a 1960s book. I wasn't even born when that issue would come out. And that was the day I stopped just buying stuff because it was a first appearance, because I was pissed that I had it. That was actually one of the first books I put in my store when I opened up shop. Avengers, yeah. The first appearance of Wonder Man was up on the wall because it's like, I hate this character. I don't want it. And I wasn't planning on doing a run of Avengers. So I go, I don't need Avengers number 9 in my collection.
Right. It's amazing how something, because they mentioned one little thing, like even female.
Oh yeah.
Like all of a sudden that book, and I have one of those,
right.
And I'm like, this book.
No one wanted that.
2 days ago it was $2.99. Yeah. Now all of a sudden it's selling for $40 on.
Yeah. I saw the What If Jane Foster. What If Jane Foster. It was in the thing for like $3, $4 in the bin. Yeah. Got $35 for it yesterday. Yeah. All because of that. Yeah. But you know what's funny and how I do is yesterday, first person walks right over to the What If section. I go, nope, I don't have that. I go, it's on the wall. And what am I looking for? Are you looking for Jane Foster? Well, yeah, and then they went over to the Thor section. I go, yeah, I just put one on the wall. I already sold one to another person. Well, I'm just looking to fill in a couple holes in my run. Sure, I go, so what are you looking for? I'm looking for Thor number 8. I go, yeah, the ones that I just put up on the wall. You're not filling in holes. It just so happens the 4 books you're missing in your whole collection are the 4 hottest books that just became hot over the weekend. You know, it's. So they play stupid too.
I do that at other shops. Yeah. I don't do it to you because I've known you for a long time.
Hey, but you've come in here before. You says, "Hey, this thing's hot. You may want to raise it." I mean, you've come in and told me. You know, it's right.
Yeah.
Right.
There's no reason. I have nothing to gain by if I'm not going to buy the book. Why shouldn't I let you make a? You know,
I used to do that with the store. I used to collect that. It's funny how the first appearance of Carnage is big money now, right? Yeah. Well, first appearance of Carnage back in the day, you know, there was $1 cover price book. A few weeks later, it was up to about $8. That's the significant jump from $1 to $8 in a couple weeks, and I went in and says, hey, you know, these books you still have right here. He still had a couple on the shelf for cover price. I go, they're up to $8, you know, right now everywhere. Really? And he did it. He put them at $8 and they sold. You know, it's, thanks. I go, yeah, I didn't need to go. You know something? I had my copy. I didn't need to go buy his last 2 so I could go, oh, no, I can get $8 for it. No, I had my copy. I was a collector. You know, it's I almost wanted to bring this home. But you know, it's $50. I said, screw it. It's going to the. How's it going? I'll keep it on the wall. But I almost wanted to bring that home just because it's a Man Things in it. If a shitty $4 copy came in, I'd probably take it and bring it home because I don't have it.
Right.
And it's just a Man Thing appearance, so I'd bring it. But
that's what I do too. Like I said, with the older Spider-Man stuff, I just grab them. I don't care what they look like. They're for me.
You have it, right? Right. Hello, Palace.
Right before Deadpool 2 came out, they had the first X-Force guys like $75 a piece. It's like they all have Deadpool cards too, and they're just like
anybody that's selling a collection, they have about 5 of those bagged X-Force books. I'm a Deadpool guy. I do love Deadpool, even though Rob Liefeld has no idea how to draw feet, but I do like Deadpool. So I have a bunch of those too, and I actually liked X-Force. That's when I was really reading. When that came out, I started with the New Mutant stuff, and then I just kept reading it. So I enjoyed X-Force, but I don't read it now anymore. I stopped reading it a long time ago.
Trying to get the original run of all of them. I really haven't read any of them. I have 2 of those. I got one got thrown in a pile that I had because I got some from one of those Facebook groups, and the guy's like $1 a piece. So I'm like, all right. So I started picking the ones that I need fillers for, and I put it in there, and it was just like.
What do you have for a run now? Do you have a bunch of them?
I have a good chunk of them.
Chunk of it, because I have a bunch. I have a bunch of doubles. I'll just bring them in and give them to Glenn to give to you.
I don't even
like X-Force stuff, and if you.
I have like it's all the high numbers that I need.
Yeah.
Because they're the ones you can't find anywhere because they made like.
Those are the lower print runs.
Lower print runs, and no one liked it, so they just threw them all away.
Well, that's what Glenn. We were talking. How much? You want to talk about a book that skyrocketed for no reason? The Spider-Man Coming Home. There was rumors that Hydro Man was in the movie, which he wasn't.
Yep.
And that book skyrocketed and it's still on the hot list. It was just because someone said they thought that he was in the movie, so the book skyrocketed. You can't find it now, or it's and I need it for my run,
right?
So I want to buy it, but I'm not going to overpay for it.
And I had heard it, and I raised the price, and it's probably more than what I even sold it for now too. You know, and even that, even the Amazing Spider-Man, the 3. It was one of the 300s, and McFarlane. There was a Hydro Man cover on that too. Yep. That book just started flying too when they mentioned Hydro Man.
Right, because they got the one with Venom up in the corner.
Yep.
Like, yes.
Every time you get it in, it goes right out the door. It doesn't even stay in the. It's not even here for a day now.
Yeah. I'm just amazed that the Facebook groups and online change things so fast for books, and they're not even worth.
Yeah. But I think a lot of these guys are just trading amongst themselves.
No, they sell them, and,
right?
But someone says, "Oh, this book's." Might be in production with this company, or they're talking about making a movie of this.
Well, you know what got me is that all of a sudden, because Cap picked up Thor's hammer, that book shot up in price, right? That book has been out for 30 years. It was a $3 book, maybe $4 book. But because he picked up the hammer in the movie, everyone in the world wanted. So is that where collecting's come to now? Where it's not just a first appearance now? It's like he ate his first hamburger. This is going to be worth something. I mean, is this where it's gone to?
It has. We were just talking. Look, Doc Hawk, possibly the worst. Horrible. And because people on Facebook started talking about it, and next thing you know, it was like. Now, is that really a $20, $30 book? Come on. I love when people sell collections and they say, I have a ton of old comic books, and they say they're from the 90s. And they think that that's old. Like, it's like, Yeah, I mean, yes, I know it's.
It is.
It is technically, but those books are everywhere.
Yeah.
You know,
I had a guy a bunch of years back. He goes, I got some old comic books from the 90s. I go, yeah, it's like 15 years ago at that time, you know, right? And he's like, yeah. I go, how old's your daughter? Oh, she's 13. I go, she old? He goes, and he's like, I get it.
There's a guy with he has a Deadpool lot he's trying to sell on Facebook Marketplace, and he has X-Force #2, so Deadpool's second appearance. And he says, this book is
for $12.
Yeah, and that's what the book goes for, pretty
Yep.
much. It's like a $12 book.
Yep.
And he goes, this book's a $40 book. I see a $12 book and then a bunch of other books that I don't even know what they could be dollar books, pretty much. And he's like, no, I'm staying with 60. I said, all right, well, good luck. I'm just letting you know that book's basically selling for $10 to $12. You're not going to get $40 for that one book.
I bought New Mutants '98 off the shelf for $1 and sold it in the 50-cent box for 50 cents. When you used to get every collection that came in always had New Mutants in it. Nobody wanted it. New Mutants sucked. They at that time all they collected was the first appearance of Cable. You got New Mutants in every big collection that came in. You would have 98, 99 in collections constantly, because back then that was at the height when everyone bought 5 copies of everything and whatnot, and they weren't anything. Then you started saying, oh, 98's like a $5 book now. Ooh. Well, I'll put one in the back issue of $5. The other 27 of them in the 50-cent box. Because they still weren't selling. I didn't really like a lot of the X titles. Is that I tried X-Force 1, and I said, oh, this isn't bad. I'll buy the last 3 or 4 issues of New Mutants and read how it just went into X-Force. And I bought that probably when X-Force 3 came out. And I said, yeah, I'm gonna buy the last, and I did. And so I bought like 97, 98, 99, and 100. By issue 5 of X-Force, I was done with that too. They were just in a box forever until I moved, and they went right into the 50-cent box. Why? Because I had every one of them in back issue already.
Right.
That wasn't selling.
Who's your favorite Spidey draw? Do you like his when McFarlane draws him, or?
I liked when McFarlane drew Amazing. I didn't like when McFarlane drew Spider-Man. It went more from your basic, 6 panels, 9 panels to a box over to abstract, where, the lizard tail goes from here to the other page over.
Yeah.
And I have problems even to today with too many splash pages. I mean, I think a nice splash page is good for a battle scene or for something to get something across. Right. But it seems like there's more and more splash pages throughout a book now than there ever has been. And that early Spider-Man, the Spider-Man book, seemed to have started some of that. Yeah, so I didn't care for it. It didn't suck. I mean, the artwork was still good, but I actually preferred his
Amazing.
I preferred his amazing run. When Eric Larson took over for him afterwards, I liked it. I liked Mark Bagley. I mean, there's been a lot of decent artists on Spider-Man, and then you came along and Ramos came out. They were doing Spider-Man weekly. It was they were coming out weekly.
Yes.
So you had one artist, one writer for 1 month do the book. And I was never happy to see Ramos, but there was an artist that was doing it that was so bad that the next month when Ramos came on, I was cheering. It's like, yes, I got Ramos again. I can't remember who it was that was doing that art. I'll make a set out of it and put it out cheap. And he may not even have the whole thing. I have to see if issue 22 ended it. If it didn't, then he doesn't have it. And I'll put out, I may put issues 1 through 22, $10 or something, or $15, and just put them out as sets. But so yeah, he's got a bunch of Deathstroke, some New 52 stuff, some Rebirth stuff. If he doesn't have a full run or a good chunk for me to make a set of, I'll just throw it in the 50-cent box. Like this crap here, all this Superman in action, Adventures of Superman and stuff. Most likely, I've got all that in back issue already, and they'll just end up in 50-cent boxes. I mean, hell, $1.25, anyways, for normal price on this stuff. So yeah, if I don't, but he was probably reading this time and time again story arc. So it's got all that. Stuff was bad. Like
I don't know, these books are like $6, $7 cover prices. I think it's only a 2-issue series. It'll probably be 2 issues for $3. Stuff is bad. If you haven't read JLA Hitman, if you were definitely a Hitman fan, you never read JLA Hitman, this book is well worth. I actually don't own any. I don't own it. I have the Hitman in trades, but I don't have this. I'll probably actually keep these. I won't even put these out. This is a real good series by Garth Ennis. You know something? Even with a great writer, if you have a lousy character or a lousy idea, it doesn't matter. It really doesn't matter. Even some of the best writers, just having a lousy character or a lousy concept, the book is still gonna suck. But yeah, with Greg Rucka on it, it's hard to believe that book was no good.
Sorry, Greg.
Yep. Hey,
we like most of your stuff, but this wasn't it.
You can't knock them all out of the park, so.
True. Sometimes you ground out.
Yep, and on this one,
he bunted. That's why.
Yeah, and he wasn't a very fast runner. Did you read this story?
I didn't.
That story was so good.
Just the 2 issues?
Yeah. Yep. But I loved Hitman. Hitman was one of my favorite series, and then this came out a lot later after he died.
Stop that for us. Mm-hmm. Did he do that scene with Resurrection Man?
Yes.
Like, you need new power. Bam.
Yeah. Kept on shooting him until he got a new power.
That'd be good in the movie.
That would be great in a movie. And then he just went to go try to become a Justice League member. But all he really, because he has X-ray vision, he just wanted to see Wonder Woman naked. And then the next person comes in and goes, "Hey, don't tell them that you like to murder people because they're kind of against that."
Yeah. When I just go through here, I just look for runs of stuff. Like I mean, I wish they had more of these because I heard this series is great. There's only 3 issues, and it's like they're all like a little further along. So, but yeah, I don't know anything interesting, you know.
Well, he's getting me into more reading. I haven't done it since like high school. I mean, I used to have a pretty good collection, and now he's getting me back into it. But he wants one of my one of my comics I have in my collection. I won't give it to him. Amazing Spider-Man issue 129, first appearance of the Punisher. I got it from a storage cleanout. Women never paid me, so I kept all the stuff, and that was in it. It was like the holy grail. I pulled the Tupperware container out and pulling all the comics out. I'm like, holy crap, there's no way that's an original.
Christmas or birthday, I'll get it.
That's what he's hoping for. I don't know if I'll let that happen.
Yeah, there's like a wall of long boxes in my apartment. It's like I have to find somewhere to put them because they're just like piling up.
What was it the other night you were looking at it? It was H, and it was so packed tight you couldn't even get the comic books. Because he buys new comics and then he shoves them in a blank box to read them, and then doesn't put them away. Typical male, doesn't put anything away. So, but he's doing better. What did we watch the other night?
Oh, Shazam.
Really, a little goofy.
Yeah, I didn't think I'd like it, but it was actually
to me, it's like a milder take on Deadpool. I kind of like that. Like, I love Deadpool.
What are you talking about?
He's kind of goofy, just like Deadpool, but Deadpool's more like dark humor, I think.
I've been reading keeping up with the Shazam series, and it's like. I didn't think, I was like, oh god, they're gonna ruin another DC movie, and it was actually, I thought it was really good, and it was like, it's almost following like the comic, so it's pretty cool that way, We're against the social justice warrior. No one should be getting in anyone's face telling them anything. It's still America from now, and you should be able to say whatever you want to anybody, and as long as you're not physically hurting anybody, you should be able to do whatever the hell you want.
I agree for sure. I agree.
Can you believe there's an issue of I'm trying to think of what issue it is of Action Comics where he's drinking a beer out with his father on a fence, and they recalled it, and then they changed it to root beer.
Every week.
It's like, why? And I don't understand, like, a lot of the comic books I'm reading, they're putting all this, like, social justice warrior crap into comic books, and it's like, oh my god, why? Why do I have to read this stuff? Just keep it like it was. Don't, People say, like, oh, you gotta go with the times, but you know what? The times are friggin' ridiculous and crazy right now, so.
This Death's Head book sucked. Didn't think it was going to be any good. Artwork's not good. Death's Head's never actually been a good character. Wanted to poke my eyes out from reading that book. This House of X from last week. Barely tolerable, but I will read issue 2. Didn't really care for it, but I'm going to keep on trying it. But I'll tell you right now, this Powers of X, the second, or Powers of 10, the second series, this was one of the worst pieces of garbage I could read. Oversized book. It was just like I couldn't wait for the end. I don't think I'm going to read issue two of that, even though I know House of X and Powers of 10 are supposed to be like read with each other. I may just stick with House of X. This was awful. Typical Jonathan Hickman. Half his shit doesn't make sense. I think some of the better books that actually came out this week was, for number ones, was this Boston Metaphysical Society. That was actually a pretty decent book. And this book here, The Love She Offered, you would think it was some stupid love story book, but it was far from it. This guy's girlfriend ends up dead. So the father hires 2 guys to kidnap him and beat the living crap out of him to tell how he actually murdered her. And he's saying the whole time, I never did it. She left the party and she died. He goes, he had nothing to do with it. Ice Cream Man. This book is almost ready to go. There's been a lot of bad issues now in this book. I mean, the only cool thing is this being a palindrome. You could read it frontwards and backwards if you wanted, and it would pretty much tell the same story, frontwards or backwards. This used to be one of my favorite books. I couldn't stop talking about this book, how good it was. It's getting close now to be on the step into my office list. You're fired. Yeah, it's close. I mean, my readers have been my subs have been steadily dropping on it too over the last few issues. It seemed to have lost its way. It's going to lose its way right out of my house. This guy, Cullen Bunn. When writers say, oh, we need to take time off because we can't keep up with the grinding schedule of the one book I write every month, I have no idea what those writers are doing, because here's again Cullen Bunn, 2 books in 1 week. Manor Black, this was decent. Knights Temporal wasn't bad. This guy puts out like 4 books a month, if not more. And you get some of these other writers who can't get out 1 a month, or they get out there 1 a month for 5 months and they need 2 months off to be able to get out anything else. Cullen Bunn, that guy is definitely a professional. He gets his stuff out, and 90% of his stuff is actually decent. Few things I don't like, but other people like. He writes all genres. He writes horror. He'll write superhero stuff. He does mysteries. He writes a little bit of everything too. The guy is really good. And Walking Dead back in second printings, final issue, got him back in stock. From a reader standpoint, I'm upset it's ended, because I did enjoy it every month. I mean, it felt like it wasn't going someplace, some of the arcs, but it's like anything that you've read for 193 issues. You're going to like some arcs better than others. As a business guy, no, I'm pissed that it's gone. I mean, there's like 35 copies a month I was selling every month that's not there. There were some customers that all they bought was Walking Dead. They never bought anything else. They just bought Walking Dead, so you'll never see them again. I really, really enjoyed the book, and I wish it had continued on. I get his reasoning. I get what it is, and sometimes it's better to go out on top than when your numbers just keep on going down, where people are just tired of it, and it feels like you're just writing shit just for the sake of writing stuff. I think he did the right thing, and it went out and surprised everyone. I mean, he didn't tell anybody that it was going to be gone. The week I picked up the book and read it, I was just like, what the hell? So yeah, he got a lot of surprise. You got a lot of surprises. I think that was. I think it ended really, really good though. So it was. If he felt it was time, then it was time. I could have read more though. I like the show better. There was a little while I wasn't liking it. Everyone who says the show should end, then stop watching it. Stop watching it, never turn on. Who cares if it's on or not? If you don't like watching it, who cares? There's a million channels to watch. So yeah, so that's the thing I don't understand. They should stop that show. They should. Why? Then stop watching it. If you don't have the willpower to turn the channel, that's your fault. Because so many people, well, it's on, so I still have to watch it. I've been watching it all this time. Well, if you don't like it, stop watching it. I've enjoyed it. I mean, I stopped watching it for about a season and a half. I wasn't liking it, but when Negan showed back up, I started watching it, and then I just found the best character ever on the show. He's still around. I thought last season was decent.
So yeah, I'm looking forward to the next new season. So no, don't stop it. I mean, I get stop it if your ratings are, if you're not making any money on the show. I get you have to stop it, but there's still people who are going to like it. So as long as they're making money on it, keep it going. I mean, the day I stop liking it, I'll just turn the channel off and never watch it again. But I'm not angry that it's still on. Other people want to watch it, So, yeah, I mean, I don't think they should stop the show until they feel that they don't have anything else to write.
I really like watching the Marvel movies, and I decided there probably was a lot I was missing, and I wanted to read comics, and especially with Captain Marvel coming out, and the Life of Captain Marvel series, because part of it was set in Maine, and I used to live in Maine. So I was excited to read that series, so I read that one first, and then I started coming every week and picking up more comics. None of my friends read comics. They're all very excited that I read comics because they like to hear about all the comics I pick out. Some of them see the movies. They're not as excited about superhero movies as I am. Luckily, I have some kids I babysit who are very excited about superhero movies who like to go to them with me. But it seems to just be something that I like as of right now. Today, I have the Captain Marvel, Ms. Marvel team-up, which I'm very excited about because the last team-up with Spider-Man was great, and then one of the Marvel action ones is back out this week, the Spider-Man, which makes me want to read the regular Spider-Man comic, but I haven't gotten to that yet. And these are the ones from last week that I missed. Frozen, another kids one, which I read and give. Fearless, The Magnificent Ms. Marvel, Shuri, which has been amazing. I guess it's new. I don't really know what's new and what's not new because I haven't been reading comics that long, but I have really, really enjoyed Shuri. And then Valkyrie is new. Wonder Woman. Wonder Woman was the first superhero movie that I watched, and I thought I should definitely read the comics. And I like this one too because it's every other week, so I get to read a lot of them. The other ones are more spread out, and I lose track or I hate waiting, for the whole month before it comes out. I really wanted to read The Life of Captain Marvel. I read some newspaper articles about it, and I was really excited for it, but I did not know where to buy a comic book. And I came on this place, and I found the Facebook page, and it had really good reviews on the Facebook page, so I decided to come in, and that was last fall, and I've been coming in every week since. I did not know anything about comics 10 months ago. I also didn't know if I would like them because I had never read one before ever, but I find that I enjoy them more than I thought I would. I really like the stories. I never was one for graphic novels, but I really like the comics. I'm really into them. I enjoy going home and reading them every week. I loved it. It was great. I saw it twice. I did get some friends to go with me the second time, and then they wanted me to explain the entire Marvel universe to them, but I didn't really have time for that. But I'm excited for the second one. I'm excited that she's involved. She's very much my gateway superhero that got me into comics and kept me going with the movies too. Well, for Wonder Woman, she doesn't have a universe around her yet. Like the Marvel movies, there's a million Marvel movies. And I didn't really understand that she had a comic. I knew about The Life of Captain Marvel because I read a newspaper article about this comic coming out. I didn't realize that comics just come out regularly and you can go buy them. For Wonder Woman, I thought I had to go find a book or something. But when I came in here and I realized I could get both, that was great. I'm not a visual reader, so I found, I tried to read a graphic novel that won Persephone 10 years ago because it was very popular. And it was a great story, but I got to the end and I realized I didn't look at any of the pictures. So I thought that the same thing would happen when I tried to read comics, that I would get through the whole comic book and realize I forgot to look at the pictures. But I have been vigilant about looking at the pictures, and I find the more I read them, the more I enjoy the pictures. And also listening to the podcast and hearing the artists talk about how hard they work and the things they put in the background also encouraged me to read more slowly and look at the pictures. Usually I'll read one or two at night. It's I don't know what I'm going to do here.
Well, now you've got 2 weeks worth there, so then you probably won't be caught up again for a while.
Not.
Yeah.
Thank you very much.
All right, thank you.
See you next week.
Yeah, we'll see you. Thanks.